What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about NIO. Absolutely insane day. I want to break it down. What the hell is happening? And everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO right now is down 5.92%, 318 the low. So new 52-week low was hit during the pre-market though. It did have a low of 313, but 355 the high. So you kind of have just a lot of people are going to remember this day only because people were anticipating like a Black Monday. And then you had out of left field a rumor, which was, I think within about 5 minutes was kind of quashed, but that Trump was going to pretty much do a 90-day pause on all the tariffs with the exception of China. Market loved it, including NIO, and so pushed higher because of that, hitting that high of 355. But what just came out is causing NIO to go down, and that is this right here. So a additional 50% China tariff effective April the 9th if China does not withdraw its 34% tariff by April the 8th. So we as investors are just now looking at like a standoff. What on earth is China going to do? Are they going to withdraw their 34% tariff and pretty much bend the knee, as what a lot of people like to kind of say, or are they going to double down? So it is going to be an interesting scenario. If they do double down, then anticipate a mass panic across the board, and you're not really seeing that level of buying anymore. So you did have one transaction on the secondary market that was done first thing. It was sold at $3.17 and 104,000 in premiums. Dark pool though is lighting up like a crazy person. So you have a lot of clearly big institutions buying on this exchange as it hyped up, and now you're having them sell. So it's like a crazy day. No actual news from NIO itself though today. No SEC filings. A couple of things popped up saying that they did close that offering, but then again, they've already put out news stating how it was done in 1 day. So them closing isn't anything crazy, if you ask me. But you have shorts increasing 359,000 shares. 15.1% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 218.88 million shares. So let me know your thoughts on that. So I've been covering NIO for a good about 2 years now, on and off periodically. But one thing that has really always affected it is geopolitical issues. And now it is legitimately escalating. So it's an interesting scenario. For those of you that believe in NIO bigger picture, then I think this is like a dream come true. You're going to get some pretty cheap prices. If you did get in at the 4s, 5s, or even higher than that, like myself, then you kind of have a lot of tough decisions. It's going to really test you as a investor. But looking at the options, so 2.8 million in calls, 2.94 in puts, 51% of all the options being done are optimistic in nature. So that's kind of a good thing all in all, but based on so far today, you're going to see a lot of volume. So on Friday, there was 10.2 million in total premiums, 5.7 so far today. So very high stuff, but it does look as though today is going to be the 4th consecutive red day for NIO, unless, I don't know, unless China does bend the knee in one immediate day, but I doubt that is going to occur. Based on the call options that are being done, you see a consensus for it to be above 350, and then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 3/250. So there is more downside anticipated. Unfortunately, just the frequency is a little bit more bullish. Like I said, I think it was 51% bullish today. These are, again, the transactions on the secondary market. Dark pool right now with it at 325. It is trading between this S1 and this S2. So $3.10 is going to be that strong support. And then 356 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. So it is a very unique circumstance. People, like I said, are going to look back to today and just see how absolutely insane the market truly is. But aside from that though, no new analyst ratings, nothing like that. So it is just geopolitical issues as well as NIO's technicals. That's what's really influencing it. So as you can kind of see, as I brought up, there's absolutely nothing except for the fact that it's oversold good to bring up. So ultimately you are having that falling knife type of scenario similar to October. So if history does repeat itself, and of course during October the market was rallying, NIO unfortunately didn't get the memo, but during that time frame NIO dropped roughly from about $6 to $4.30. So a good representation of potentially what might happen this time around for when it did break that super trend. So at that time was 436. So maybe you could get to roughly around that $3 range or the high twos possibly, but back in October we didn't have that same level of tension and geopolitical issues. So we'll just have to wait and see. And it's kind of comical now looking back. Obviously a lot of people were arguing with me in the comments that when I stated that Trump is very bad for EVs and very, very bad for Chinese EVs, people are like, nope, NIO doesn't even go to the States. It's not going to be a big deal. Well, it turns out Trump just said F it and just decided to screw the whole market altogether, but especially Chinese stocks. So let me know your general thoughts. Are you buying the dip? Are you having enough of NIO? What's your kind of 2 cents on all that? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some kick-ass buy signals on stocks, options, or crypto. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.